Ow, pop. Mm. I'm gonna start checking more. I should start seeing what I can do to make my designs even more look cool. Let me see. Clothing shop. I'm gonna see what I can do with making a better one for her. Trying to figure out how to make it better. And I could have imagined more spikes. Customize. Let me see. Hmm. Hmm. Is it like any particular spikes or? Hmm. I have an idea. Man, I wish I could change the shoulder pad and stuff. Let me see. I need to make a better one. A lot better. I need to be careful. Oh. I need the right mixing materials in order to make a good build. Okay.
Right now, Spectrum Business is in Rochester, giving students the bandwidth to build the next big thing, fiber-powered internet. We deliver commitment with every connection. Spectrum Business.
Okay. But I gotta be careful with this wisely, because I may have... Yeah, this is where it gets very Doc. Okay, so I need Bordock. I need Bordock's and Burris is close. Okay. Good to know. Do that. I really want to... I'm gonna have to do the same thing to, that's, but yeah, it gets quite expensive when you're doing this. I have a lot of frickin' city, so it gets expensive to doing this. So I need Bordock gloves and Lord Burris' gloves. Clothing shop. Not only that, but I need Sensu. Zenny. Paris. Bordock. John Piccolo. I don't want to be far from anything. Nothing much. Pretty hot out though.
Huh?
It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot out there.
Oh shit. My air conditioning went out Friday for my bus. Can't get it in until Wednesday.
Yeah.
Christ.
I found some more info about GTA 6.
Yeah.
They're not selling disc copies when that thing comes out.
Yeah. They're not selling copies?
They're not going to be selling disc copies.
Oh.
It's just going to be digital.
I guess I won't be fucking playing it then.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Yeah. Because I spoke to them about it, and they said that what they're doing is once they release that game, they're releasing the case part of it, but the only thing you'll get from that case is a code. And you put in that code to play the game. And you know that ain't
So you have to pay for it every frickin' time you play it.
No. You just get the code and you type it in the stupid online thing, and then it just lets you play it. And that ain't happening. I ain't.
Go through all that fucking crap.
Yeah. He's not happy. My dad is pissed. He is so fucking pissed off right now. You should believe it. Bordock's close. He's not happy. He's fucking pissed. Oh, he is so pissed off. You. Dumbass. Can't even escape. No escape. You can't even. Wait, I gotta go. take care of the danger going over at that house. There's something going on over at that house. I've been learning, what does that mean? I am not. I am not aware. I am not aware. I am not.
Put some laser stuff on. Actually, you probably go take a shower. You gotta take a shower? Okay. No shit, I already did it. Upgrade, those are yours. And then 6A upgrade 107. Oh, fuck.
My mom especially seems to make little comments. Like, I don't know why you're working yourself so hard when you're just being complicated. Or you're not one of those stuck-up older types now. Still, when she called and invited me home for the weekend, it sounded genuinely exciting. I thought, just for a second, that maybe things were different now. That maybe, after 4 years, they finally started to respect the choices I made for myself. The drive home was long, but familiar. 3.5 hours of highways, back roads, and old songs I used to love. I found myself thinking about Myra, the one thing in the house that had always been mine. The thought of sinking into my old bed, staring up at the glow-in-the-dark stars I stuck on the ceiling when I was 10, gave me a weird sense of comfort. But the second I stepped inside, something felt wrong. It wasn't anything obvious at first. Just a weird feeling. The air in the house felt different, like it didn't quite belong to me. I glanced around at the little things I didn't
Yeah, you're nice. A pair of men's shoes by the door, bigger than my dad's. A hoodie draped over the back with a pouch that I'd never seen before. Then my mom appeared from the kitchen, wiping her hands on her back. Then my collar shirt. She chirped. Her smile was too wide, too practiced, like she was trying too hard to act normal. I gave her a small smile, still adjusting to the feeling that something was off. Thank you, Mom. She pulled me into a quick hug before stepping back and clapping her hands together. We made some changes, she announced, like this was some kind of show review. I barely had time to process that before she turned and started walking down the hall, expecting me to follow. I hesitated. Changes? Oh, nothing major, she said over her shoulder. Just some rearranging. You'll see. Something uneasy twisted in my gut as I stepped into the hallway. It looked the same. Same worn-out carpet. Same family pictures on the wall. But as I got closer to my bedroom door, I noticed something that made my stomach drop. The door was open. In my room. It wasn't my room anymore. The walls were a different color. The deep blue I had carefully picked out at this page was now in a personal finish. The posters I picked up, the bookshelf filled with novels I collected since middle school, the old stuff there I kept on my bed, they were gone. Everything was gone. Instead, there was a different bed, a bigger one, a different desk pushed up against the far wall. A duffel bag sat open on the floor, clothes spilling out. A pair of sneakers, huge sneakers, were kicked off near the closet. It took a second for my brain to catch up with what I was looking at. Someone else was living in my room. I turned slowly, my mouth dry. What is this? My mom was standing in the doorway, watching me carefully. Oh, she said with a little laugh, waving a hand like this was no big deal. We gave the room to Zach. Zach, my cousin, the one I barely saw growing up, the one who bounced from one job to another, always making excuses for why life wasn't great. The one my mom had always insisted we had to be patient because he was just going through a rough patch. I stared at her, waiting for some kind of punchline, some kind of just kidding, but she just kept smiling like this was normal. I let out a breath, forcing my voice to stay calm. Gave my room to Zach. She nodded. Well, honey, you don't live here anymore. It didn't make sense to keep the room empty. I felt a strange, heavy pressure in my chest, like something was sinking inside me. She kept going, like this was the most reasonable thing in the world. You know how hard things have been for her. He just needed a place to stay, and we thought, well, since you're off at school, I barely heard the rest of what she said. My ears were ringing. For years of struggling, pushing myself, doing everything on my own. And the second I was out of the house, they erased me, like I had never lived here at all. She must have noticed the look on my face, because she quickly added, you can sleep on the couch. It's only for a little while. I knew you would mind. That was it. That was the moment something had just snapped. I took a slow step back, gripping my keys. Actually, I said, voice steady, I'll sleep somewhere else. Her smile faltered. What? Don't be ridiculous. But I didn't answer. I turned, walked right back down the hall, grabbed my bag, headed to the front door. I could hear her calling. Something about not looking the same, but I didn't stop. I didn't even look back. I didn't even fully process what I was doing until I was already in my car, the door slamming shut behind me. My hands were still clenched around the steering wheel, knuckles white. My breath felt uneven, like I had just finished running, even though I hadn't moved more than a few steps. I sat there for a long moment, staring at the dashboard. Where was I even going? I hadn't planned for this. I had pictured coming home, sleeping in my bed, maybe even getting some kind of lukewarm acknowledgement from my family that they were, I don't know, proud of me, that they had missed me. Instead, they had wiped me out of the house like I was never there. Like I was some temporary guest rather than a daughter. I glanced back toward the house. The lights from the front porch cast a dim glow across the yard. Through the window, I could see Ruby. My mom still standing near the front door, probably waiting for me to cool off and come back inside. Like I was being dramatic. Like this was normal. I turned the key in the ignition and backed out of the driveway. I had no idea where I was going, streets were quiet, just the occasional street lamp flickering as I passed. I kept driving, half on autopilot, letting my mind race through the events of the last 15 minutes. They had given my room to Zach. Zach, who had never held a steady job for more than a few months. Zach, who had spent most of his adult life couch hopping because he couldn't manage to keep his life together. And yet, he was the one they made space for. Not me. I tightened my grip on the wheel, my jaw clenching. It wasn't even just about the room. It was the principle of it. The way my mom had acted like this was no big deal. Like it was just common sense to give away the only space I had ever truly called my own. I checked my phone, half considering calling a friend, but it was late. Most of the people I was still close with moved away or were wrapped up in their own lives. The few college friends I had lived hours away, I could get a motel, but my mom was spending money just because my own family had kicked me out of my space made myself. Then, almost without thinking, I found myself turning on to a familiar street, Ezra's house. I hadn't talked to him much in the past few months. We had been close all through high school, the kind of friendship that felt like it would last forever. But college happened, and life got in the way. We had kept in touch here and there, occasional texts, a few video calls when we had the time, but I hadn't seen him in person in over a year. Still, when I pulled up outside his house, I felt an odd sense of relief. His car was in the driveway, which meant he was home. I hesitated for a moment before stepping out and walking up to the front door. The porch light was on, and I knew the dim glow across the worn-out welcome mat. I knocked, then took a step back, suddenly unsure if this was a good idea. A few seconds passed. Then, the door creaked open. Ezra stood there, squinting at me like he couldn't quite believe what he was seeing. His hair was messier than usual, like he had been half asleep, and he was wearing an old hoodie that I vaguely recognized from years ago. Did I hit my head? Or are you actually standing on my porch right now? I let out a weak laugh, but it came out more like a breath. Hey, Ezra. He blinked, looking me out the window. Then his expression shifted, his easygoing demeanor faltered just slightly. You okay? I exhaled. Not really. For a second, he didn't say anything. I just looked at him, taking in whatever mess was probably all over my face. Then he sighed and stepped aside. Come in. I hesitated, glancing back toward my car, but the idea of driving around aimlessly again made my stomach churn. So I nodded and stepped inside. The house smelled like something slightly burned, probably whatever late night snack Ezra had been eating before I showed up at his door. The living room was the same as I remembered, cluttered but comfortable. A half-empty mug sat on the coffee table, and a game controller was tossed onto the couch like he had abandoned it mid-session. He closed the door behind me, crossing his arms as he studied my face. All right, he said, voice quieter now. What happened? I hesitated, suddenly unsure how to explain all of it. But then, before I could even stop myself, the words started to build.
I better get.
Ezra didn't interrupt me once. I sat on his couch, hands gripped
I need
my
to
knees,
find
just let it all
Borax's
out.
claws in
The call
now.
from my mom, how I actually thought before saying things. The drive home, the weird feeling when I walked in, the moment I saw my room, my things gone like I had never existed there. I expected him to react right away, to say something sharp or sarcastic, but instead, he just sat there, leaning forward with his elbows on his knees, listening. By the time I finished, my throat felt tight, my hands still tense in my lap. Ezra exhaled slowly. Wow, he finally said. He shook his head. That's messed up. I scoffed. Yeah, a little bit. He sat back, rubbing his jaw.
Borax claws. Borax
I
claws.
leaned back into the couch, pressing my palms over my face. They acted like just a natural next step. Like, oh, of course, my room should go to Zach. Of course, I wouldn't mind. I don't live there anymore, so why would I care? Ezra was quiet for a second, and when I looked at him, his jaw was tight. That's not how normal parents treat their kids, you know. I let out a humorless laugh. Yeah, well, my parents never really followed the parenting manual. He shook his head, muttering something under his breath before looking back at me. What's their deal with Zach, anyway? I mean, I answer. But this is next level. That was the question, wasn't it? I shrugged, but the truth was, I knew. I had always known. They've always baited me. I admit it. I don't know why. I guess because he's just helpless. He messed up, and they swoop in and fix it. He wastes money, and they cover for it. He loses a job, and they understand. I paused, staring down at my hands. They've never done that for me. Ezra frowned, because you don't need it to. I let out a short breath. Exactly. That was the heart of it, wasn't it? I had never needed it, not the way Zach did. I had always taken care of myself. Worked for my own money, solved my own problems. When I told them I wanted to go to college, they laughed and said, good luck with that. When I got in, they barely reacted. And when I left, it was almost like they just forgot about me. Ezra leaned back, tapping his fingers against his knee. So, what now? That was the real question. I had nowhere to go, not long term, anyway. I could crash at a hotel, but that felt like admitting defeat. I could try to stay with another friend, but most of them had moved on, scattered across different cities, different lives. I exhaled. I don't know. Ezra was quiet for a second, then sighed. You can stay here. I blinked. What? He shrugged, like it wasn't a big deal. Stay here. At least until you figure things out.
Can't find it.
For a second, I didn't know what to say. Safer than a motel. More comfortable than bouncing from place to place. But I also knew my mom. She wasn't going to let this go. As if on cue, my phone buzzed. I glanced at the screen. Mom. Ezra must have seen.
I'm gonna use the spitals right now, actually.
I'm guessing that's her. I swallowed. Yeah. An answer? I
Turn.
hesitated, staring at the screen, the vibration buzzing against my phone. I already knew what she was going to say. That I was overreacting. That I was being selfish. That I was embarrassing her by making a big deal out of nothing. But I didn't owe her an explanation. I silenced the call and set the phone face down on the table. Ezra smirked. Nice. I let out a slow breath. She's not done, though. And I was right. Because 20 minutes later, the calls started coming in waves. First my mom, then my dad, then of all people, Zach. I ignored them all. I wasn't surprised when I heard the knock on the door the next morning. I was sitting at Ezra's kitchen table, sipping a cup of coffee, scrolling through my phone, fully expecting this. Ezra was still half asleep, sitting across from me in the home throne last night. I barely opened to see hope and a bowl of cereal. The knock came again. Ezra raised an eyebrow. I sighed, setting my coffee down. Who else? I got up and went to the door. Sure enough, when I peeked through the peephole, I saw my mom standing on the porch, arms crossed, looking like she had been waiting for hours. I opened the door just enough to step into the doorway, blocking her from the inside. She didn't even wait for a greeting. What do you think you're doing? She hissed. I blinked. Good morning to you, too. Her lips pressed into a thin lump. Enough of the attitude. You didn't come home last night. I folded my arms. Yeah, I figured since you gave away my room, I didn't have to check if I was child. Her jaw clenched, and I saw the exact moment she realized I wasn't going to back down. That threw her off. She was used to me keeping my head down, avoiding confrontation. She said, voice tight, you can have at least still talk about it instead of storming on. I let out a short laugh.
Why?
Talk about what? You made the decision without me. What was there to discuss? Mom huffed, shifting away. You don't even live there anymore. It just made sense. Zach needed a place to stay, and you're off at college. I came home. I cut in. Or at least, I used to. But clearly, you didn't care about that. She exhaled sharp into her nose, like she was barely holding on to her patience. You're being dramatic. There it was. The classic dismissal.
Make sure you open that bathroom door so that bathroom stays cool.
No, I'm not. You didn't need to tell me. You just erased me like I was never there. Mom threw her hands up. It's a room. Don't be so selfish. Zach needed a place, and we did what was best for the family. The family. The phrase hit me harder than I expected. Because that's what it always came down to. The family. The one I apparently wasn't a part of. I stared at her for a long
That's
moment.
not my father.
Then I shook my
His
head.
opponent just stole his body.
Well, I let out a breath, stepping back slightly. You really don't see it. You have been over backwards for Zach his entire life, and you've never done the same thing. You gave him my room because he's your priority, not me.
But wasn't
Mom's face
Goku
started.
the one who had
That's
his
not
body
true.
switched out with
Isn't
Captain
it?
Ginyu's
I gave her
before?
a pointed look. Nate, one time you helped me deliver
Yes,
help.
that's right.
She
This is
opened her mouth,
probably
then
Toa
closed it.
nearest to me.
No answer. I spun. Exactly. Her frustration turned to anger.
Leave the two of them
This
to
isn't
me.
about
You
favoritism.
guys
Zach
concentrate on
needed a home.
restoring history.
At my expense. You're gone for most of the year. What do you expect us to do? I expect you to respect me enough to tell me before throwing my stuff in storage. She rolled her eyes. You didn't throw it away. Oh, thank you so much for that. I said that. Her jaw tightened. Look, I came here for you. At my expense. You're gone from me. Most of the year. What do you expect us to do? Leave it at me. I expect you to respect me enough to tell me before throwing my stuff in storage. She rolled her eyes. You didn't throw it away. Oh, thank you so much for that. I said trying. Her jaw tightened. Look, I came here to bring you home. Enough with this tantrum. I let out a short laugh, shaking my head. I'm not coming back. That made her freeze. She blinked. Well, I'm done. My voice is steady. I made it clear where I stood in this family. And I finally did it. So no, I'm not coming back. I'll figure out my own life. Mom was done. Like she had expected me to go. Break down and laugh down. But I was just as bad. The girl was laughing. She tried again. But her voice wasn't as confident. I smiled again. No. She was tired of seeing things for what they are. I tried to step back inside, but she grabbed my arm. You can't just leave, she said. Her voice lowered. Almost dead. Where you going? I pulled my arm away. Well, you should have acted like it. And with that, I spent countless time just before these things. So here's where I'm at now. I'm staying at Ezra's place. My mom keeps calling, but I'm not answering. She showed up this morning, and we had a long conversation about everything. But it was clear that she still doesn't get it. She thinks I'm overreacting, that I should just suck it up and come back home. But I've had enough. I've been the one who worked hard to get where I am. I've been the one who made sacrifices, who made sure I didn't rely on anyone to take care of me. Meanwhile, Zach keeps getting a free pass, and I'm just supposed to be okay with it. I'm not going back to that house, but I'm starting to wonder, am I being whole for me?
Can I
Should
end
I
this
just swallow
already?
my pride and my think still? My mom is convinced that I'm making this but I feel like I'm being pushed to my limits. Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more.
Goku!
Daddy! approaching me. What is this? Bad news. It's time.
Who the hell are you? Think of me as an ally. I've brought a gift.
Stop, Terrence. He's getting the word for the tree fight.
What's happening? Their energy level suddenly shot way up. It's not Krillin. Vegeta. It must be.
Space is almost unimaginably cold. The scientists have gone even colder. Inside special laboratories, atoms can be cooled near absolute zero. That is the lowest temperature possible. At this point, matter begins to behave strangely. Atoms slow down, normal rules seem to change, and quantum effects become visible. Scientists use this extreme cold to study it.
Here it is. This could be a big one. There's the coast.
If you fill your bubble with helium, then super glue your teeth together, you will not float away into space. You will just vomit, pass out, and wake up in the hospital after the top broken shoulder with a spring-loaded sheet spreader, deflate player, and bush cushion. If you fill your butthole with helium, then super glue your teeth together, you will not float away into space like a cool human balloon. You will just vomit, pass out, then wake up in the hospital after they pop your insult with a spring-loaded sheet spreader, deflate player, and bush cushion. If you fill your butthole with helium, then super glue your teeth together, you will not float away into space like a cool human balloon. You will just vomit, pass out, then wake up in the hospital after they pop your insult with a spring-loaded sheet spreader, deflate player, and bush cushion. Fill your butthole with helium, then super glue your teeth together, you will not float away into space like a cool human balloon. You will just vomit, pass out, then wake up in the hospital after they pop your insult with a spring-loaded sheet spreader, deflate player, and bush cushion. Fill your butthole with helium, then super glue your teeth together, you will not. It's about a dolphin. This is Brown Sugar News. It's raining white people.
Choice.
Only one.
Now.
My ex-wife told me I needed to stop going to my own kids' events. I told her to try harder. My son had a dance recital last month. I signed up to volunteer because he asked me to. When I got there, my ex-wife was already setting up chairs in the auditorium where things could and frogs would come walking the door. But not that. She divorced in 2017 after 8 years of marriage. He remarried in 2021, and she has no
Looks like the tables have turned again.
At first I thought she was just being enthusiastic. You know, nice bond we had, maybe a relationship. But then it was that everything too. I think that now that they're a huge parent household, I only need to spend with my parents and I only need to spend on the night. But having both of us there was complicated. I think when I'm comfortable, I was mother. The kids want me there. My daughter's 9, and we're still out there. We're talking. But every single thing, every day, every second, every moment that I was with them, they tell me what life is. When something good is happening, we're lazy. I'm self-employed. I run my own business from home. I can rearrange my schedule, move meetings, work late, so I do. I show up. My ex barely shows up for anything unless it's a championship game or a lead role in a major production. But she's there for everything else. Every practice, every rehearsal, every normal, and she absolutely takes it all down too. Last year she brought it up again, this time more forcefully, that I was always unproductive. That I needed to let her have her special moments with them. That I would be territorial and unreasonable. I told her when those allowed to show up. There's no court order that says I can't come in and take them. But then she wants to do it again. This is just me in her head. Then my ex called me later that night, backed her up completely. Said I was being difficult and stubborn. I needed to compromise and respect everything. I told him the exact same thing. I'll show up as long as my kids want me there, and as long as I'm physically able to be there. That told she recital 2 weeks ago. We're both volunteering. She's organizing costumes backstage. I'm helping kids with their hair and makeup. She won't look at me, won't speak to me, just works in complete silence with a tight-lipped expression on her face. The recital was great. My son absolutely nails his solo. I'm cheering in the front row, recording on my phone, waving at him when it was over. She's sitting in the back of my ex, arms crossed, barely clapping. I remember thinking how ridiculous it was. Like, this is your stepson. You claim you love him so much, you think you want to be there for him. But you're sitting in the back row with your arms crossed because I'm in the front row as a supportive parent. It didn't add up. After the show, the kids came out in their costumes, all hyped up on adrenaline and juice boxes. My son ran straight to me, asking if I saw his spin move. I told him I got it on video. The heat was incredible. My daughter was right behind him, tugging on my sleeve.
He's been fully revived with a massive amount of energy and is more powerful than ever before.
This look on her face that I couldn't quite read
You
was
can't
anger,
avoid
hate,
any
or something else.
mistakes.
Something
Right,
colder.
Trunks?
You guys should ask your dad about ice
Right.
cream, I said to the
We'll
kid.
have to do
Trying
better
to be
this
fair,
time.
trying to include him. He barely looked up from his
You fall
phone.
right into
Yeah,
the trap
sure,
the
whatever.
Turtle left
He
for
muttered.
you.
The kids looked at each other, then back at me. Can you take us, Mom? My daughter asked.
Well,
Before
you
I could
certainly
answer, his
should
wife
be.
stepped forward.
History was
Actually,
almost
we already
utterly
made
ruined
plans to take
beyond
them out,
repair.
she said, her voice tight. As a
Tallest
family,
brains,
I
the
raised
nearest
an eyebrow.
brawn, are
That's
no
the first I'm
laughing
hearing
matter.
about it. Well,
need to
we're
be
telling you
careful.
now, she snapped. My stomach
The
confused.
two of us
But
will go
Mom
after
always
Mira.
takes us for ice cream
You
after
need to stay
recitals.
here
It's like
and watch
carpet.
over history.
Things change, she said, and there was an edge to her
The
voice as her
guardian
next
of
sentence
history,
turned. I took a
eh?
breath. She
Our
never
Major
calmed the
Turnus
kids.
turned
It's
up again.
fine. You guys go have fun with your dad. We can get ice cream another time. As I was packing up the hair supplies, she cornered me in the parking lot. The kids were already in my ex's car, and he was sitting in the driver's seat scrolling through his phone. She walked right up to me, standing way too close, invading my space. She was shaking, almost crying. Her voice was breaking. You're ruining everything, she said, and I could hear the tremor in her words. They'll never bond with me if you're always here. A good mom would step back and give you a real chance. Don't you want them to have a relationship with you? Don't you care about their happiness? I looked at her, really looked at her. Her eyes were red, and there were actual tears starting to form. For a split second, I almost felt bad. Almost. But then I remembered all the little comments, all the weird requests, all the times she tried to push me out of my own kids' lives. I looked at her and said very calmly, they don't need to love you. They need to know I'll always show up for them. That's my job, not yours. She completely lost it. Called me selfish, jealous. That I couldn't stand seeing them as a happy family. That I was a bitter and controlling baby mama who couldn't let go of the past. You're pathetic, she said. You can't handle that he moved on. You can't handle that there's someone better in their lives now. Better? I repeated, keeping my voice level, even though I wanted to scream. You've known them for 3 years. I've known them their entire lives. You're not better. You're just new. She started crying harder, her voice getting louder. You're just a bitch. You're poisoning them against me. They'll never love you. You won't let them. I actually didn't say one word. Just sat there next to her, nodding along like a bobblehead. When she said I was poisoning the kids, he nodded. When she said I was bitter, he nodded. When she called me a big bright flare in the parking lot, he just stared at his phone. I got in my car and started the engine. My hands were shaking. Not from fear or sadness, but from pure rage. I dealt with her passive-aggressive nonsense for 2 years. It was such a difference. It felt planned. Almost. I pulled out of my parking spot and put down some loose ends and packed up
The
my
Dragon
things.
Balls can't
Jeans,
fall
and a
into the
tie. I
pit.
needed them for work tomorrow. When I packed up these everything, I had a meeting there first thing Monday morning. I turned around and drove back. The parking lot was mostly empty now. My parents were calling loud. I could see through the windows, but most of the lights were off inside. I walked back to the side entrance, the one by the street. It was quiet, except for the sound of voices coming from the loud noise and recognized them from through the hood and my eyes. I could have announced myself, really out loud, but nothing was fine. They just ran their voices, comfortable, relaxed. And they didn't sound shaky down the side of themselves, and it was quiet and replacement. Because they perfectly used to them, and I never the sound of her voice. Then I met her in the parking lot. We got exactly what we needed. My blood went cold. My ex laughed, actually laughed. The meeting was going to love this. I pressed myself against the wall. My heart pumped so loud I was filled with tears. Is anyone sad? She asked. A couple of parents walked through their cars. She said, perfect witnesses. They tried to silence, soften, cold, and dismissive. Exactly what I did. God, I'm so awful for that performance, she said. And they both laughed. I felt sick. The parking lot conversation, the tears, the shaking voice. It was all fake, all of it. Then I heard my mother's voice, small and sweet. What did you start talking about? I froze. The parking stopped. I heard footsteps. Hey, my ex said, voice under the ear. What are you doing here? I thought you were in the car. I forgot my water bottle. My daughter said, what did you think about conflict? What's a mediator? Oh, baby, that's just grown-up stuff, the parent said. And the voice was soft now, simple. Nothing for you to worry about. Why don't you go wait in the car? We'll be right there. But I heard car now, and I slowed the start. I heard my daughter's footsteps. Quick and clear. Cutting the hooded exit. The main exit. Not the side door where I was sitting. I waited, barely breathing, until I heard the door close. Shit, his wife muttered. How much did you do? You haven't done this matter, my wife said. It's not. You didn't do something. Will we hurt? We need to be more careful, she said. Relax. Everything's going according to plan. The mediator's going to keep right through the boundary line of the doorstep. We've got witnesses, documentation, everything. And then, it's a prosecution. Full prosecution declared it done. You have evidence now. Supervisors, they were quiet for a moment. Then the guy spoke again. Quieter this time. You listen for work? Dave, I've been studying this under my... The mediator already did some difficult. Just the final nail. I stood there, my phone in my hand, and I realized I was still holding it. And then I realized something else. I opened my door to close it. It was still warm. I tried to get earlier because I had stolen it, and I never came back. I checked the timestamp. It had to be according to the last 43 minutes. The transcript captured everything. The parking lot conversation, me walking back into the building, and their entire conversation. I was moved. I just stood there, letting it record, listening to them laugh and plan and speak. I almost felt bad because I was about showing up for them, his wife said. Like for a second, I was like, damn, that's actually kind of sweet. Don't go soft on me now, my ex said. She's been a pain in my ass for years. Always so mad, always meddling, always making me like a bad guy. I can't say that was a thing. You're not a bad guy, she said. You're working, you're providing. You just have the luxury of working from home and fucking around all day. Exactly. And the mediator is going to do that. We talk for a few more minutes, going over the timeline, their strategies, how they plan things. My hands were cramping from holding the phone so tight, like ice cream. Finally, I wasn't stretching out of their thing. Take home, she said. We pay tomorrow. What's tomorrow? I'm taking them to the zoo. Without her. I'm going to post a bunch of pictures. Really see the happy family narrative. Perfect. Keep building that evidence. I waited until I heard the main door close. Then I waited another 5 minutes, just to be sure. Then I walked to where I'd left my keys, grabbed them, and got the hell out of there. I sat in my car in the parking lot for 20 minutes, just staring at my phone. After recording 47 minutes and 32 seconds, I had them. I had everything. My hands were shaking, but not from fear this time. From rage. From pure, white-hot fury. That night, I drove straight home and didn't say a word to anyone. I walked inside, locked the door, and immediately went to my laptop. My hands were still trembling as I opened it. First thing I did was plug my phone into the computer. The recording was right there. 47 minutes of pure gold. I backed it up to 3 different locations. My laptop, an external hard drive, and iCloud storage. Then I created a new folder and labeled it Today's Date. I saved the recording in all 3 spots. Checked each one twice to make sure the files weren't corrupted, that the audio was clear. It was. Crystal clear. Every word. I sat there for a long time, just staring at the screen, listening to Vicky's said it over and over, her voice saying, she face perfectly. This laughed and said, the investigators don't get around it. Around midnight, my phone rang. A text from my ex. Hey, left something at the center? You still there? I stared at the message. He was fine. Making sure I was gone. Making sure I hadn't heard anything. I took a breath to type back. Thinking I'd go normal. Casual. Nope. Headed home a while ago. What did you leave? Empty bag. Found it in the car. Thanks. Right. Sure you did. I set my phone down and opened my laptop again. If they were playing games, I needed to know exactly what kind of games we were talking about. I spent the entire night researching. Parents communication. Manipulation tactics. How to handle false allegations and how to use articles, forum posts, legal documents. I barely think. Around 3 in the morning, I had something that made my stomach drop. His wife's Instagram account. I blocked them months ago after she had posted about her. But I could still see his profile if I wasn't logged in. I created a burner account and started scrolling. The post was subtle, but curated. Pictures of her and different parts, beautiful records, always smiling, always perfect. And the captions were masterpieces of manipulation. Loving these moments with my closest safety. Blending the family isn't always easy, but it's so worth it. Stepmom writes, let the family be grateful. And then, a few weeks later, learning to navigate boundaries with bio mom. It's hard to just want what's best for the kids, but not everyone thinks it that way. Stay positive. Stepmom's trouble. Her family are God's blessed. And another. Sometimes the hardest part of being a stepmom is knowing when to step back, even when no one wants to be there for every moment, respecting boundaries, even when it hurts. Stepmom problems and some calculus are when I family first. I felt this. The comments were even worse. Other stepmoms chiming in with support. Your children are amazing. Bio moms can be so territorial. Being the bigger person. And then there were comments from people we knew, mutual acquaintances, other parents from the school. You're such a good person for putting up with this. Those kids are so lucky to have you. Some people just can't let go. She's been building a narrative for months, training herself as a completion, loving stepmom dealing with a difficult, overbearing bio mom, and people were eating it up. I started screenshotting everything, every post, every comment, every carefully worded caption that painted me as the villain. Then I opened a new document and started creating a timeline. I matched her posts with actual events.
How did I get
She
my...
posted about respecting boundaries and stepping back. That was 2 days after my daughter's soccer game, where I brought orange slices for the team like I always did. She made a comment about how some people just can't help asserting themselves loud enough for other parents to hear. May 17th, post about loving every moment with the bonus baby. That was the day after I had to miss my son's science fair because I had a work emergency. She'd been there, of course, posting pictures, tagging the school. June 2nd. Sometimes being a stepmom can be there when others can't be. That was the week I had the flu and missed 3 of my daughter's softball games. She was documenting everything, building a case, making herself look like this dedicated present parent while framing me as inconsistent and difficult. But here's what you didn't know. I've been documenting too. I opened my own photos app and started sorting through.
What's up, guys? Toasty here, Get Burnt, and today I wanted to do...
every moment with my kids. I had hundreds of pictures, thousands of copies. I created a new folder and started organizing them by date. Then I opened our shared calendar, the one my ex-friend used for testing and events.
And then after that, he'll become his 100% form. Then after that, he'll become golden. And then after that, you know, obviously, you will be able to get the golden form itself. So after you actually get him to his golden form, Frieza will have somewhat of an interesting piece of dialogue with you. And this is something that had me stuck for a little bit because it's kind of something I didn't expect. But you actually have to tell him that he is wrong. Like, he pretty much asks you, will you defile me again? And you have to tell him yes. And then he'll ask you again, do you think you're too good for me? And you have to tell him yes. It's like pretty much you have to tell him the opposite of what he wants to hear, and then he'll challenge you for a final battle. Now, after this final battle, he'll actually say that, you know, you're more worthy than him for being leader of the Frieza army, at least. So he will give you the power, and after that, you actually have to leave and go and talk to Cooler, who is in another part of the ship, Metal Cooler, and he'll actually give you, I guess, the blessing for you to learn Golden Form, and then you go back to Golden Frieza, and then Frieza will actually let you do...
Oh, okay, so I gotta go and talk. Okay, so that's what I did. I missed one. I was off by the step. I did it right. I was just in the wrong step. I gotta go talk to Cooler. Okay, understandable. I go talk to Cooler real quick enough to get that super skill. So if I want to get that super skill, hold on. I gotta go and do this. Okay, good to know.
You were coming today. Tyler asked me to, I said simply, setting my bag down. Oh, that's nice. She paused. I'm helping with drills, too. Great. The more help, the better. And
Cooler.
neutral. I spent the last 3 days practicing
There it is.
how I'd act around her. Calm, cooperative, completely unbothered. Because if people noticed me face that I was difficult and territorial,
Time to go.
I was going to give them nothing. Absolutely
Talk to Frieza now.
nothing. Practice went fine. We ran drills together.
Golden.
calls together.
Frieza, here we go.
I caught her watching me a few times, but she was waiting for me to snap or say something. But I didn't take the bait. Afterward, as parents were gathering up their kids.
Now that's how you do it. Okay.
Can I talk to you for a second? She asked.
No.
She glanced around, making sure no
You gotta kill.
Then she began.
Oh, you gotta kill.
Look, I know things have been tense between us, she said, and I just want to say, I think we worked this out. When you fix it, I'm sorry. Okay, I was thinking. Maybe you should sit down, okay? Just feel like you're talking through. Check the boundaries that work for everyone. And you say, what? Well, making sure we're not stepping on each other's toes. Making you line up in bed so it's not so overwhelming. And both of us there all the time. I thought that was very casual. And just like I told her, I would never tell you that. You mind if I tell you? We really don't have a feeling that way what we do now. That way, I don't see you later. Her face went like, what? No. I just thought it was helpful. You know, for clarity. I don't want to be recorded. She said quickly. This is supposed to be a private conversation. This is how you do it. My voice so
Prepare for your dismissal.
I was just trying to be nice. She turned and walked away, pulling out the phone as she went, and watched me. Probably texted my ex. That night I had a call. My ex was worried. She called again. What did you call again? Finally, we texted her first talk call. I waited for her, then called back. What's up? I asked. What the hell was that today? Maybe it's time to record it. She asked me to walk down. I always tried to have a record of what you said. You know, for clarity. Which matters I want. Clear communication. Report people without their perspective. Actually, in this case, I can. It's a one-party perspective. But the point is, if we're going to have these conversations about co-parenting, wouldn't we do it in to a mediator without humanity? There was a long time. How did you start it and stop? What are you talking about? The mediation DNA has a plan to address my, what you call it, boundary violation? Another science. Stronger this time. I don't know what you're talking about.
I recorded it
But
all.
voice was tight. Okay, I said lightly. Well, if you decide you want to go to the meeting, just let me know. I'm happy to participate. I think it's a good idea. Maybe get everything out in the open. With the mutual third party, documentation, all of that. Okay, yeah, we'll let you know. He hung up fast. I sat there, staring at my phone, and smiled for the first time in days. They were plans for the future. Over the next week, I went to sit. Just like Instagram posts about my future. The one is totally different. More generic. Less about struggle and boundaries. More about destiny and people. And my ex started showing up quickly. My daughter's softball game. My son's piano lesson. He was awkward on the sideline. Checking his phone. Barely paying attention. But he was there. I said nothing. Just smiled and waited for my thoughts. Then, definitely the title. I got an email. It was from a communication center downtown. A nurse position that I was having in the States. Co-parenting mediation. Scheduled for 3 weeks out. There was a note at the bottom of the mediator. A woman named Ms. Wren. Both parties have agreed to participate in mediation to address co-parenting concerns and establish clearer boundaries moving forward.
Well done. This was certainly time well
I
spent.
opened the questionnaire. It was
And
a
now,
questions about
verify
parenting
yours more.
involving the lives. Everything. co-parenting, not just babies how they feel. The comment quoted immediately. You're so mature. This was using me a highlight. Those kids are lucky to have you. I didn't comment. Right? This is really but I screenshotted it, added it to my folder. Days before the mediation, something strange happened. I was at the grocery store with kids. We were in the cereal aisle when the agent left the car and documented. When I saw her, one of the second officers Tyler's Jennifer, as was her name, she walked right up to me, her face serious. Hey, can I talk to you for a second? She asked, then to the kids. Alone. I told Tyler and my daughter to go rest and keep documenting my child. Once they were out of the class, that's when we did. I was supposed to her. And I probably shouldn't have. It's been bothering me. Okay, last week, Amy cornered me in practice. She asked me if I'd be willing to write a statement to the mediator about favorite games and stuff. My stomach dropped. My behavior? Yeah. She said you were, like, aggressive toward her. And uncomfortable. That other times you know, don't look at her head. But seriously, I never see anything but nice. And when I said that, she got really serious. She sounded like she was remember the text you told me years ago? Or what about when she brought those snaps without asking? What did you say? I told her I couldn't write something that wasn't true. And she got mad. Then I was being sus. If I really cared about the kids, I'd help to protect them from your, quote, toxic behavior. I felt my hands start to shake. Did anyone else agree to write a statement? I don't know. She walked away after I said no. But I just thought you should know. Because if she's asking me, she's probably asking other people too. Thank you, I said. Seriously, thank you for telling me. Jennifer nodded. Those are good kids. And you're a good mom. I don't know what's going on with her, but just be careful, okay? After she left, I stood there in the cereal aisle, my mind racing. She was building a case, gathering statements, probably lying to people, manipulating them into saying things that would be looked at. I pulled out my phone and texted Jennifer, would you be willing to write down what you just told me? Date, time, what she said. She responded immediately, already on it. I'll email it to you tonight. That night, I got the email. Jennifer had written out the entire conversations in detail. Date, time, location. Exactly what Amy had asked her to write. Exactly what Jennifer had said in response. I forwarded it to my lawyer. Yes, I hired a lawyer. The week after I found the recording, I wasn't going into that mediation room unprepared. My lawyer called me an hour later. This is good, she said. Really good. It shows a pattern of manipulation. Keep gathering this kind of evidence. Anyone else she approaches, get them to document it. What about the recording? I asked. Should I bring it to mediation? She was quiet for a moment. Here's the thing. That recording is your nuclear option. Once you play it, they'll know you have it. And they'll shift their strategy. My advice, save it. See how the mediation goes. If they come at you hard, if they lie, if they try to blindside you, that's when you drop it. Okay, I said. Okay, I can do that. One more thing, she said. Between now and the mediation, be absolutely perfect. Show up to everything. Document everything. Don't give them an inch. So that's what I did. I showed up to every single event. Every practice, every game, every recital. I was present to everyone. I smiled at Amy when I saw her. I waved at my ex. I helped set up chairs and clean up afterward. I volunteered for every opportunity. And I documented all of it. Every single moment. 3 days before the mediation, I got another text. This time from my daughter. Mom, Amy asked me some weird questions today. My blood went cold. Like what, sweetie? Like, if I ever felt scared around you, or if you ever yelled at me and Tyler in front of other people. I told her no, but she kept asking. It was weird. I took a breath, forcing myself to stay calm. What else did she ask? If you ever said mean things about her and Dad, I said no to that too. But Mom, why is she asking me this stuff? Don't worry about it, honey. You just keep telling the truth, okay? Always tell the truth. Okay, love you. Love you too, baby. I immediately texted my lawyer. She's questioning the kids. Is that allowed? Technically, yes. She's a parental figure, but it's a bad look. Document everything your daughter told you. Dates, times, exact questions. This is gold. I wrote it all down. Every word my daughter had said. Then I texted my ex. Amy needs to stop questioning the kids about me. It's inappropriate and it's confusing them. He responded an hour later. She was just talking to them. Stop being paranoid. She asked our 9-year-old daughter if she was scared of me. That's not just talking, that's coaching.
Got it.
Being dramatic, keep her away from my kids unless it's during your parenting time. I'm not kidding. He didn't respond after that. The night before the mediation, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, running through everything in my head. The recording, the screenshots, the timeline, the statements. The lawyer had said to save the recording and to not show my hand too early. But what if it wasn't enough? What if the mediator believed them anyway? What if I walked out of that room with less time with my kids because I held back? At 2 in the morning, I got up. Listened to the recording again. Their voices laughing, planning, scheming. You took the bait perfectly. The mediators
finally, really.
No, I wasn't going to let them win. Not like this. The morning of the mediation, I got dressed carefully. Professional, but not stuffy.
Nice.
I wanted to look like someone who had their life together. Someone who was reasonable, calm, collected. I packed my bag with everything. The timeline, the car, the statement, the recording, saved on my phone and backed up on a USB drive, just in case. The mediation center was in a tall office building downtown. I parked in the garage and took the elevator up to the 7th floor. The waiting room was small and uncomfortably quiet. Beige walls, generic art, a water cooler in the corner. My ex and his wife were already there. She was dressed like she was going to a job interview. Blazer, pencil skirt, heels. Hair perfect. Makeup flawless. She looked like a completely different person from the woman who cornered me in the parking lot and cried up the man. My ex was in jeans and a polo shirt. Casual. Relaxed. Like this was no big deal. They didn't look at me when I walked in. Just sat there, her whispering something to him. Him nodding. A door opened and a woman stepped out. Mid-50s, gray hair pulled back in a bun. Glasses on a chain around her neck. Good morning, she said, her voice warm but professional. I'm Miss Brennan. Thank you all for coming. Let's get to the conference room. We followed her down a short hallway to a room with a long table and several chairs. Miss Brennan sat at the head of the table. She gestured for us to sit. I sat on one side. My ex and his wife sat on the other. Miss Brennan opened a folder and pulled out several documents. I reviewed the questionnaires all of you submitted, as well as the supporting materials. Before we begin, I want to establish some ground rules. This is a safe space for honest communication. We're here to find solutions that work for everyone, but most importantly, for the children. Understood? We all nodded. Good. She looked down at her notes. Based on the questionnaires, it seems the primary concern is around boundaries with extracurricular events and activities. Is that correct? Amy leaned forward, her hands folded on the table. Yes, I think it's just to be clear of guidelines about who attends what. The kids are getting confused and overwhelmed, having both of us at every event. Ms. Brennan looked at me, and real perspective, my kid asked me to be there, I said simply. I'm not going to miss their events just because she doesn't like it.
have to stay focused.
See,
Frieza is a dangerous opponent.
She's dismissive. She doesn't care about how this affects the kids or me. I care about my kids, I said, keeping my voice level. That's why I show up. You show up to prove a point, Amy shot back. You cover. You make everything about it. The kids can't bond with you because you won't give us space. Space. Don't leave space for their mother to bond with you, I said. Miss Brennan held up a hand. Let's take a step back. Can you give me specific examples of situations where this has been a problem? Amy dove right in. She talked about the recital, how I've been cold and dismissive when she tried to talk to me in the parking lot, how I made a scene, how other men see the whole thing. She described me as territorial, controlling, unable to let go. She painted a picture of a bitter ex-wife who couldn't handle that her ex had moved on and found happiness. My ex backed her up on everything, nodded along, added little comments here and there about how difficult I've been over the years. Ms. Brennan took notes. Her face moved low. What's she looking? Your turn. I opened my folder and pulled out the timeline. I bet you left with it, I said. I spun the timeline across the table. This is a record of every event that took place over the past year. School plays, recitals, conferences. You'll see that I've attended almost all of them. Maybe just about half. My ex will be very intriguing. Ms. Brennan picked up the timeline and said, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I work here. But I'm not the active covering territorial plans. I show up because my kids ask me to, because I want to support them. I feel like helping them. These are tests from both kids over the past 6 months. Asking me to stay, the practices, the events, they want me there. Ms. Brennan took the test, reading through them. Amy took the video. Of course they ask her. She's their mom. But everything is what's best for them. And do you know what's best for them better than I do? I laughed. I with them more than you realize, she said. I'm the one picking them up from school half the time. I'm the one making their lunches and helping with homework. I'm there. You're my excellent parent, I said. This is fun. That will make you more qualified to decide whether I can attend their events. Amy faced the red now. You're impossible to work with. You undermine me with all your friends. Poison their children. That's not true, I said firmly. Her voice was light. They'll never let me see you or ever want to know what it was. The same night she was in the parking lot. I heard her voice clearly. Miss Brennan picked up the phone. Don't leave your voice all please. They need to do that. It's the time to compose yourself. I'm sorry. I love you, sir. It's hurts when you act like I'm nothing. My actions go with peace with him. It's not what's best for them. And having both households constantly at odds isn't healthy. I agree, I said. laughed a little bit about it and asked him on serious, and he said, "You're cold. The teachers, other parents have noticed." "Which parents?" I asked. She blinked. "What? You said other parents have noticed. Which parents? Can you name them?" She hesitated. "Well, I mean, several people have mentioned it to me." "Names," I said calmly. "If multiple parents have noticed my behavior, you should be able to name at least one." Amy glanced at my ex. He looked uncomfortable. "I don't want to drag other people into this," Amy said finally. "Or there are no other parents," I said, "because I haven't done anything wrong." Miss Brennan cleared her throat. "Let's move on. I want to know more about the specific incident at the recital." "Amy, you mentioned there was a confrontation in the parking lot?" Amy nodded, her eyes welling up. "Right on cue. She was so cold to me. I tried to talk to her, tried to explain how I was feeling, and she just shut me down. Told me the kids didn't need to love me. It was cruel. And there were witnesses?" Miss Brennan asked. "Yes, at least 2 or 3 other parents saw the whole thing." Miss Brennan made a note. Then she looked at me. "Your version?" "She cornered me in the parking lot," I said. "She was upset that I volunteered at the recital. She said I was ruining everything, that I needed to step back. I told her I'd show up as long as my kids wanted me there. That's it." "That's not it." Amy insisted. "She said they didn't need to love me. Like I was nothing. Like I didn't matter." "I said they didn't need to love me to be happy," I corrected. "Because they don't. They have 2 parents who love them. Anything beyond that is a bonus, not a requirement." Amy's tears were flowing now. Real cookie ones. "See? She doesn't even care. She doesn't care how much I sacrificed for these kids." Miss Brennan handed Amy a box of tissues. "Let's take a 5-minute break." We all stood. Amy and my ex walked out into the hallway. I stayed in the room. My heart pounded. Miss Brennan looked at me, her expression unreadable. "You're handling this very calmly." "I'm trying," I said. "The documentation you provided is thorough," she said. "Very thorough. I like to be prepared." She nodded slowly. "Is there anything else you think I should know before we continue?" I thought about the recording, sitting on my phone, the nuclear option. "Not yet," I said. When Amy and my ex came back, Amy's eyes were red with pride. She composed herself. They sat down and Miss Brennan continued. "I want to talk about the goals," she said. "What does a successful co-parenting relationship look like to you?" My ex spoke first. "She just wants clear boundaries. Maybe a system where we all pay for them. She goes to soccer games, I go to piano recitals, that kind of thing." "And if the kids want both of us there?" I asked. "Then we teach them that's not realistic," she said. "That both parents don't need to be at everything." "Why not?" I asked. "What's the harm in both of us being there? It's confusing," Amy said. "It makes them feel like they're in the middle. They're only extreme. The middle is we're fighting," I said, "which I've never done. Not once. I've been nothing but civil to both of you at every event." "You're cold," Amy insisted. "That's fighting too. Silence, fighting. I'm not cold, I'm polite. There's a difference." Miss Brennan held up her hand again. "Let me answer this. Have you actually asked the children how they feel about having both parents at events?" Silence. "Because based on the text messages provided," Miss Brennan continued, "it seems like they're actively asking for their mother to be there. That suggests they're not confused or overwhelmed." My eyes shifted in his seat. "They're kids. They don't always know what's best. They know what makes them feel supported," I said. "And that's not nothing." Amy wiped her eyes again. "This is exactly what I'm talking about. She twists everything. She makes me feel crazy. Like I'm the problem when I'm just trying to love these kids." "No one's saying you can't love them," I said. "You are," she shouted, and Miss Brennan's eyebrows went up. "You show up at everything, and you stand there with your perfect smile, and you're perfectly composed, and you make me feel like I'm nothing, like I'll never be good enough." "That's not my problem," I said quietly. "My problem is caring for my kids. I will never forgive you for that." Amy stood up abruptly, her hair filthy against the floor. "I can't do this. It's impossible." My ex stood too. "Amy, sit down. You need to..." "No," said Miss Brennan, her voice shaking. "She's manipulating me. Can't you see that? Because she has a timeline in her text messages. She makes it look like I'm the villain. But I'm not. I'm trying. I'm trying so hard." Miss Brennan's face was still neutral, but I could see the shift in her eyes. She wasn't lying anymore. "Please sit down," Miss Brennan said calmly. Amy sat, her breathing hard, her hands shaking. I continued to address something. Miss Brennan whispered, "Amy, you mentioned that other parents witness problematic behavior, but when actual teachers provide it, that's guaranteed." "I told you, I don't want to drag people into this." "Or your kids didn't have to wear PE class," Miss Brennan said. "They did." Miss Brennan looked at my ex. "And you wouldn't teach behavior?" He hesitated. "I mean, I haven't given any yet, but Amy told me about it. So you're taking her word for it," Miss Brennan said. "She's my wife. Why wouldn't I?" Miss Brennan made another note. "Here's what I see. One party has provided extensive documentation for consistent involvement in sport. The other party is making claims without substantial evidence to back them up." Amy squeezed me. fair. That's not fair. You're picking for sides. I'm not picking anyone's side. Big Red said. I'm looking at the facts. The fact that he's taking my hotel. Amy shouted. You know that boss? He won't speak. Hey, you're ruining our family. They're not your family. I said. I went to told them. They're my kids. You married their father. That doesn't make them yours. Amy sounds outrageous. My ex was my instructor. Okay, Miss Brennan said, the voice firm. Actually, I need to say that, but I wasn't done. I pulled out my phone. My account is dead now. I pulled up the recorder. Before we wrap up, I said, there's one more thing you need to know. Amy's eyes are wide. What is that? It's true, I said. And I could say, the sound of her voice is the room. She took the bait perfectly. No one knelt down in the parking lot. She got exactly what we needed. And I actually laughed. Appreciated and loved it. The colors changed from both their faces. I let it play. The entire conversation. Then laughing about the nuclear mediator. Only to fabricated evidence. The subsequent journey to the phone told. When it was over, the room was silent. Miss Brennan was staring at them. Her face unreadable. Maybe she timed then, but
You don't know why you're allowed to be
before,
alive.
she still feels panic. That's out of context. Your understanding is pretty clear, Miss Brennan said, her voice icy. We were just venting, my ex tried. We didn't mean you absolutely meant it. I said, you planned this, all of it. The parking lot conversation, the post, asking other parents for statements.
It looks like
You were
my
building a case against me for months based on lies. That's not true, Amy whispered, but there was no conviction in her voice anymore. Miss Brennan placed the folder. I'm terminated. What? My ex stood up. You can't say I can't, and I am, Miss Brennan said. I'm trying to help them communicate and find common ground. It's not designed to be manipulated by fighting back in bad faith. What I prefer is evidence of intent to manipulate this process. It's grounds for immediate termination. So let me take this further. Furthermore, Miss Brennan continued, I'll be filing a report by this week to the court. If there are unexpected exceptions, this report and this behavior will be included in my assessment. Amy merged pulled me on. No, no secrets here. You're ruin everything. You ruined it yourself, Miss Brennan said. Amy turned to me, her face desperate. Please don't show anyone else that recording. I'm begging you. Even if you destroy our marriage, this hearing will never be taped. Please. I stood up, gathering my strength. It's all about that recording. I'm very serious. I'm sorry. Please don't say anything about it. I'm not doing it like I said. You said yourself. I walked out without looking back. They finished the conversation without my story.
That was a spectacular display of power. But I don't... Okay, I'm heading back to Mira's location.
Good. Thank you. You should go find Gohan and the others. The fight with Frieza is happening as we speak. The sky just went dark. That means they used the Dragon Balls, just as had been done in the past.
Well then, Frieza won't hold back much longer. Watch yourself out there.
good lesson in not judging a book by its cover. You've been going easy on us so far. Damn it! All that work together to Dragon Balls making wishes! I'm sorry, but I'm not strong enough to save you all from this.
I made you a promise, remember? I said I'd make you with me.
Reason and your power is enough of a problem for us. But Cobra is secretly forming a machine. Goku should arrive before much longer. Do your best. Hang in there.
I'll show you something great! Wait, you really believe you can beat Frieza? So,
You're really confident, Vegeta. Or perhaps you can get
smile while you still can, Frieza. For I am the source of being your entire life!
You make the worst joke. When I use it with my full strength, you can't keep up. You call yourself a Super Saiyan?
It's possible!
Super Saiyans are nothing but a stupid legend.
I am a Super Saiyan!
This is no fun. You seem to have lost the will to fight. It's a bit too soon, but I guess I'll finish you off.
Sorry I'm late. I'll take care of the rest. Listen! Frieza destroyed the home of the Saiyans! Planet Vegeta! Yes! Please defeat Frieza! Defender erase! I'd like to ask if you'd give me a little bit of time. I don't know if it'll work, but there's something I have to try. All right, Vegeta. This is for you. I'm a Saiyan.
It's a spirit bomb. That's yours to take care of, Frieza. I thought things were hanging by a thread, but that Goku really pulled.
No way! Fine, I'll just kill you all!
Stop it, Frieza! How dare you! You're going to pay for this! That's enough, Frieza! Now I'm mad!
the gatekeeper.
Dad! What's going on?
Go on. Take the control and go back to her. Get out of here while I still have some control over myself. Go now!
Yes! Thank you, Dad! I'll be waiting! I'll be waiting for you to come back!
For what you have done.
Who are you?
No. I have saved you from her. I came.
I didn't use enough power.
I see. You were afraid of being caught in the explosion. You failed.
Thinking of your safety at a time like this? You always were weak.
Is that you? Brother!
I'm nothing.
You're Frieza's brother?
What's going on here? He wasn't here just a minute ago!
Turn this into I'll let Zero fly for the next
Behold! This is my full power! Ready myself for my full power!
Now, let us begin!
Not much time. Let's hurry up and finish this.
Buying some time.
Nothing was just for tonight.
Buying time? You
Just about enough from me. I'll end this now!
We'll destroy this entire planet! No! This can't be!
What? That...
I see. So King Kai used the Dragon Balls. Okay. I really don't know much about you, but you really helped me out. Let me be the one to finish this, though. Thank you.
So you couldn't seal the deal?
Hurry after him!
Excellent work! Even surviving a fight with Frieza is enough of a feat on its own!
You did well.
Still, I was shocked when Cooler showed up.
Right. To think Toa and Mira could gain such powerful allies.
While we were tied up, they must have recruited whoever was free.
Oh, nice work from you as well.
Huh? Where's your friend?
Gone after Mira. Those two arrived from the future and brought disaster. Mira and Toa. There seems to be no limit to their power. You aren't ready to fight them yet. You might have to one day, though, so be prepared.
Anyway, you've done enough for one day. We'll call you when we need your help again.
What's up?
Greetings.
Superb. I look forward. Is something the matter?
Greetings.
Berserker suit? The fighting suit.
I want your floor cleaned up tonight. Because I'm putting your air conditioner in tomorrow. And if it ain't, I'll clean it. And whatever's in your floor will be put in a box.
Berserker.
You did flush the toilet, right?
Cosmic suit. I might go for that. Cosmic suit. I might go for that. Get a cosmic suit. Cosmic suit. Let's see where we get those.
John seen my hand, he goes, that looks like you punched somebody in the mouth. He says, no, I tried to punch out a lawnmower. It's like, what? This is, a boat broke on me when I was trying to break it loose. I jammed my hand into the side of the lawn. Oh, baby. So you're going to take them about 7? Yeah. You can't even have water? Up until 10:45 in the morning.
Yeah, it was good.
Sometimes the best things
Where?
are the worst situations to hearts.
There's something that's bothering me in my mind.
Derek saw them in a trouble spot.
You're not gonna believe this, but I'm gonna lose it. Lose my shit.
Very platonic, I'm sure. Derek. Dude, isn't Perry supposed to be gay?
I was looking at someone's.
Derek.
Sorry to do that. No, it's fine. I was looking at someone's character, and they had a neat frickin' look styling. And I was trying to figure out. I can't explain it. It's like something with cosmic clothes and shit. I don't know if you don't know anything about cosmic clothes. Or something cosmic. They had a cosmic tail, cosmic pants, cosmic stuff. They had it all. Shit. What race they were? They were literally this race, Frieza. They had some kind of cosmic clothes. I took a look at their bio. Everything in it. I was trying to figure out how to get that. It like had cosmic clothes, cosmic shit in his helmet. And the tail was all metal and spikes all over it. It was a couple minutes back before I left this center spot. You can rewind the stream and check back a couple seconds. I don't know how long it was, but the guy's design was freaking dope. His suit and his design was all black and stuff. It just looked like this, but it was a lot blacker. It makes me even think about it more. I can't explain it. He like, I don't know. Was it one of the CACs? I don't know. But I was literally standing in the center, and the character was standing right there. And I can't explain it, dude. It was just so damn... The design, how they had it, bro. He had it right along the side over here. It was cosmic stuff. He was wearing cosmic gear. Kid you not. Amazing. The suits, the Frieza suits, you can buy them in the shop. Clothes. How do I do that? And they're customizable. I wish I could find it. I wish I could find the ones for free.
The girls felt betrayed and stupid. The legal stuff. She never paid for the art.
Oh.
I took her to small.
These ones. The bio suit.
She's making $50 monthly payments.
These ones.
The engagement ring.
Elite.
Tried to sell it.
Frieza's race.
Less than she thought because I've been smart and bought what I could afford, not what she demanded. Maybe $2,000. Not enough to fund even one girl's trip. Last week, I ran into her mom at the grocery store. Her mom, Bradley. How are you? Me, I'm doing well, Mrs. Coleman. Her mom, I'm sorry about everything. Bianca, we spoiled her. She's learning some hard lessons now. Me, we all have to grow up eventually. Her mom, she talks about you, you know. Says she didn't know what she had. She knew. She just thought I'd never leave. Her mom, that sounds about right. Well, take care of yourself. The best part.
I gotta see.
I saved $7,000. That's with paying for apartment damages and legal fees.
No,
Turns out I wasn't just funding her trips. I was funding her entire lifestyle. She was right about one thing though. did find a boring girl who stays home. Except she's not boring. She's financially responsible. She doesn't use trips to Miami to feel alive. She finds joy in hiking, cooking together, and building something real. Bianca said, if you don't like it, then leave. Best advice she never gave me. Harry's wife sent me a message last week.
Yeah, but I saw him wearing something even more. But I saw him wearing something even better. A better design. Going to be how mine of the Frieza race appears. Gotta make it look like that guy, that one guy's suit though. I'm trying to make it look like that one guy's suit. Bro, I wish I should have taken a screenshot out of that thing. I should have took a screenshot out of it. But that guy was just... I can't explain that. Let me see. Maybe if I can... Okay. Something called a cosmic suit, a berserker suit, a Z fighting suit. This is what the guy was wearing. He was basically wearing, for the upper body, he was wearing a cosmic suit. He was using a berserker suit for the lower body. The hands, a Z fighting suit, cosmic suit, and that was it. I need to double check at this. Yeah, that's the guy. That's the suit that I was looking at. It's a cool design, ain't it? I need to find out more what it looks like. Yeah, that's the suit. That is the suit. I'm trying to figure that out, Bart. How the frick am I supposed to get cosmic suits if I can't get it? Dude, that's crazy shit, bro. He's got cosmic shit. He had cosmic shit and stuff all over him. I gotta get that. But I don't know where to get the stuff. Or how to get it. I don't even know how he gets that cosmic stuff. Cosmic tail. Yeah, the cosmic... But everything with cosmic in it. It's so dang cool. Make it look pretty badass, don't you agree? And I got the ability to fly. And then I unlocked Golden Frieza. The golden skill. looking for cosmic shit. Where to get cosmic gear? I can do this. I can do this.
What's the difference between Batman and a black man?
Batman can go out without Robin.
Could you imagine that though?
Father buys a lie detector that slaps people when they lie. He decided to test it out at dinner one night. The father asks his son what he did that afternoon. The son replies, I just did some homework. The robot slaps the son. Okay. I was at my friend's house watching a movie. The father asks, what movie were you watching? The son replies, Finding Nemo. The robot then slaps again the son. Okay, we were watching porn. The father said, what? At your age, I didn't know what porn was. The robot slaps the father. The mother laughs and says, wow, he certainly is your son. The robot slaps the mother. These cops launder an undercover FBI agent in the middle of the mission because he won't show them. But what happened at the end was...
Where do I get cosmic? Where do I get cosmic shit? I know I'm clothing stuff, but I just don't see anything with cosmic in the name. Hermit. Nope. Bio hero suit. Nope. Elite. Where do I find cosmic and the name?
The first creature they encountered had been dead 66 million years and still occupied the largest room. They respected the confidence.
I want to find cosmic shit.
The visitors concluded that survival had eventually become dependent on packaging.
I think you have to progress more on PQ Quest 4. I don't know. Go to the shop as you're saying. Alright. Oh, that's right. My saying has more shit. I should probably go in there and see if they got anything good. Since you're more progressed on there. Yeah.
The dinosaur remained professionally uninvolved. They had found a civilization that mistook their technology for art. With the core secure, the retrieval team left without explanation. By morning, the museum had replaced the missing object with a gift shop replica. No visitor noticed. More importantly,
Okay, let's check. No, wrong area.
So I need clarification as to why this man who suffered from cancer got fired. Because what I'm thinking is that you guys fired him so you guys would have to pay for his medical issues. That's what I'm thinking. That's what we hear about now. It's incorrect.
Go on. Cosmic clothes. Cosmic. I saw it. Where?
So I need clarification as to why this man who suffered from cancer got fired. Because what I'm thinking is that you guys
All the way to the bottom.
pay for his medical issues. That's what I'm thinking. That's what we hear about now. It's incorrect.
On hearing that her elderly grandfather had just passed away, Katie went straight to her grandparents' house to visit her 95-year-old grandmother and comfort her.
Cosmic suit.
Asked how her grandfather had died.
This is it.
Grandmother replied,
The berserker suit.
"Heart attack while we were making love on Sunday morning."
This is a suit. Okay, so that's the berserker suit. And I can get me one of those. A cosmic suit? Okay. Berserker suit, cosmic suit. Lower body. Oh.
After several of the team members refused to wear the rainbow sleeves on their jerseys. Which is really funny because back when a few MLB players put Bible verses over their Pride Night hats and got absolutely ruined out for it, we were told
There's another one.
we have to wear the Pride
Cosmic suit.
That was optional, they could have just declined. Well, the MLB oversees
Perfect.
the operations of minor league teams. And when the York Revolution team refused to put on the rainbow
In the hand was a cosmic suit.
so I guess wearing all of the rainbow crap wasn't actually optional after
Let's get Berserker and cosmic suit. Just in case.
Quite literally, apparently. This thing where the left puts a gun to all of our heads and tells us we're going to parade around with all the rainbow crap.
I think that should do it. Now let's go and equip that stuff on my character. Alright, let me see that. Alright. I want to see that screenshot the exact same way. Because I cannot wait to do this. I want to see that screenshot. Alright. I know I am copying this guy, but hey. Suit, Z suit, and cosmic. Oh. Okay, so berserker suit, Z suit. Okay, so I don't think I got the Z suit. But for right now, let's equip the Alright. First one. Alright. Let's equip it. Let's equip this stuff. Change equipment. Upper body. So what was it again? Okay. Okay, so this is the cosmic suit. That's the cosmic suit. I'm not sure, was that it? No, his suit was... Wait a minute. Okay, so I don't have it yet. Okay, I gotta go back then. He was using that suit. Then he was using the... Berserker. Berserker suit. Bro. So all I need to do now is buy me the lower body suit. The Z suit. Alright. Alright. That means I gotta go back. That means I gotta go back and get me the Z suit then. With that crazy amazing tail. Because I want to get that killer. Oh shoot. Makes me want to look at it, but can't help myself when it comes to that stuff. So the Z. So all I gotta do now is find the suit that has a Z with it. Right? Alright, the only thing I'm missing is I'm spamming it. It's retard forgetting that you... Sorry. Wait, no. Upper body, lower body. Now I just need to look for Z. Z. It's on the bottom. Because
just copying it out?
Huh?
Just copying it out?
No. I wanted to see what it was like.
Okay.
Because I thought it was cool. I looked at his design, and when I looked at his design, I thought it was cool, and I wanted to try it on. And besides, it isn't copying if they add it to the game. Besides, it isn't copying if it's a part of the game. So, they can't say shit. They can't say shit about it or they would kiss my ass. Plus, I want to try it on. I mean, it won't hurt anything. Was he wearing anything for the boots? I wasn't really getting a good look at it for the boots. But if I'm pretty certain...
And my game is long.
Yes, I'm just checking... Because I'm just checking to make sure... Now I can just put the customization on my lower body. Lower body. Maybe like, not besides, he'd probably be really grateful. He'd be pretty honored. Okay. The Z fighting suit. What about the boots? Was he wearing any boots on that design?
Yes.
What was this? What was the name of the design?
The boots were cosmic.
Cosmic? Then I still got...
Cosmic boots, yes.
Okay, then I will go grab the cosmic ones right now. Or I probably did, and I didn't realize. I'll double check to see if I did. If I didn't, then I'll have to go back over there to my other one and do it. Let's see. And I did not get the cosmic ones. I'm gonna have to go back then. My character looks pretty cool though, don't he? So the cosmic boots is the main deal. Okay, he was using cosmic. Right. Good to know. Alright.
What are you doing here? I asked. Helping someone who actually needs help. He shot back. They spent the next hour tag teaming me. Celeste crying about the dying son. Lennox calling me a heartless coward. Every time I asked why he was here, he diverted the subject to me being selfish. Finally, after a million no's, Celeste looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're going to donate whether you like it or not." Over the next week, we pushed me together. I'd be eating lunch, and suddenly Lennox and Celeste would be there, causing a riot in the restaurant and yelling that I was happy to kill a child, loud enough for everyone to judge me. Then Celeste took it further. She showed up at my office while I was on a Zoom call with the CEO, with a kid beside her, a pale, thin 9-year-old in a hospital mask. My boss was talking about a promotion when she walked in right up to my desk. This is the man who can save your life.
And then, once I get that on, I'm gonna see if I can try to do something with the... Okay, so, by Zanny, the lower, no, the boot, the feet, yeah, that's the feet, hey. So all the way down and find cosmic. Cosmic. Okay, so cosmic. It was the cosmic boots, right?
No.
Cosmic.
Yes.
Okay, good. Good. Now I can try that on. Oh God.
My dad yelling about family responsibility. The whole time I kept thinking, how did Lennox know they were coming? Were they dating behind my back? Then Celeste made a GoFundMe. She used my full name and photo. The title was, "Help us convince him to save a dying child." She wrote this whole post about how I was a match but refused to donate. It got shared 617 times.
Alright, so now with that done...
Friends asking what was happening. My mom calling, crying, asking if it was true. Celeste called me and said, "I'll take down the GoFundMe."
Now I can finally customize.
Unfortunately, that wasn't enough. She showed up at my apartment at 3:30 in the morning, sobbing, shaking. She said the doctors gave her son weeks, maybe days. She said she was out of options. She begged me to at least get tested, just to see if I was a real match. And if I wasn't, she'd leave me alone forever. I was exhausted. Fine, I'll get tested. Then if I'm a match, you leave me alone. Her whole face changed. She pulled out her phone and texted someone.
Put the cosmic boots on and...
On my door. He had a testing kit in his hands. They both stood there as I did the cheek swab. Celeste took it and said results would come in 4 days. The results came back. I was a perfect match. But that made no sense. The odds of a non-family member matching were 1 in 20,000. Still, Celeste and Lennox showed up together that same day. Celebrating.
Okay, change equipment.
We can schedule the surgery next week, Celeste said, breathless. Oh my God, thank you, thank you. I didn't agree to anything, I said. But you're a match, Lennox said, almost angry. Now, why do you even care this much? I asked.
Okay, so...
Why are you so involved in her kid's life? They both went quiet. How long have you two been together? I asked. Celeste looked at the floor. Lennox pulled his hand away. 8 years. Lennox finally said. I stared at him. Is the kid yours? That's not your business. Celeste whispered.
Okay. Let me see something. Wait, there's something missing. Let me go over that picture again. It's that tail. Berserker. Lower body, he was using Berserker. Feet were cosmic. Then that's what I'm missing. Berserker cosmic. I don't know how he got his tail looking like that, though. his tail was all metal. When I looked at his thing, his tail looked like it had metal.
That was because of the Z fighting suit on the
I think
yours look.
Cosmic Sea Berserkers.
Put the lower body as Berserker.
The lower body as Berserker. Oh, shoot, I do not have the Berserker on here. I don't think I have it. Alright, then I gotta go back and then get the Berserker one then. Yeah, then that's what it is. Alright. I gotta go back and get the Berserker then. For the lower body, right? It was for the lower body, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And that explains it. Man, that's crazy though.
How crazy.
I just never realized of having the thought to actually run into something like that and then actually try it on. No, that's the wrong. That's the wrong one. Wrong story. So the Berserker suit. Upper body, lower body. Wait, it was the pants, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's the Berserker suit. Cosmic suit, Berserker suit. Alright. Now let's try that on.
Just buy everything so you don't have to go back and forth.
Okay, I'll just buy everything again. Yeah, I'll just buy everything. Because you know I have so much Zen. I have so much Zenny. I need to be. Okay. So first one, we're gonna take a look. Berserker. Lower body. Okay, got the. Okay, I got that. Cosmic suit. Z fighting suit. Let's get. Oh, Berserker suit. Okay, got that already. Z fighting suit. I'll get that one as well. Hands. Lower body. I might as well buy that too. Yeah, I might as well buy that too. Pants. Okay. The hands. Z fighting suit. Cosmic suit. Berserker suit. Alright, I got that. Then the feet. make sure that I have it on. And then me and you can go back into leveling up once I'm done here. See fighting suit? Yes. I'll just cosmic suit. See fighting suit. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Positive. Alright, let's try it now.
Most donors did fine, but there was a small chance of high blood pressure or kidney disease years later. Some donors had chronic pain at the surgery site. I kept reading for
Can't wait.
eyes burning from the screen. Every website said the same thing. It was generally safe, but there were risks. No surgery was completely safe. Around 3 in the morning, I found myself...
I'm guessing you're training with your...
Someone had archived the page before she took it down. I scrolled through it and felt sick. The title was still there at the top. Help us convince him to save a dying child. She had used a photo of me from my company
with both of your classes.
Or just random characters.
Ah.
You're not a perfect block.
Someone wrote that they hoped I got kidney disease myself, so I know how it felt.
Hmm?
Another person said I should be forced to donate. A woman wrote 3 paragraphs about how her son died waiting for a transplant, and how people like me were murderers.
I've been working on my grabbing ability.
These people didn't know anything about the situation. They didn't know about the lies or the manipulation or the 9 years of deception.
Do you know perfect block?
Perfect block? I don't think I do.
Block.
Mom sat down at my table and opened the photo album. She patted the chair next to her. I sat down and she turned the album so I could see. The first picture was Celeste pregnant. She was maybe 6 months along.
Alright, so.
I've never seen this picture before. Mom flipped the page and there was a newborn baby in a hospital record.
There's
baby at maybe 6 months old.
One way left. There's only one thing left in the trail.
And I recognized my parents' house in the background. I looked at Mom. She had tears running down her face. She told me she'd been keeping this album separate from the others. She said she suspected.
Do you think your character is busted?
Huh?
I think your character is busted.
What do you think? Why do you say that?
No, I'm just asking.
That is a good question. I really don't know.
What I mean busted is like, does it take 2 damage? You deal much damage?
Oh, there we go. There's the metal tail. Oh, that looks a lot better. Looks a lot better, don't you think?
You can customize it too.
Oh yes, go. I'm gonna do that actually.
I didn't have to decide anything about the donation, but she thought I should see him in person. I said fine, but only at the hospital with medical staff there, and it didn't.
Damn, bro.
Mom nodded fast and said she'd set it up for tomorrow. She hugged me before she left and took the breakfast food with her because I still hadn't touched it. I spent the rest of that day and all night thinking about that photo. I barely slept, just kept rehearsing what I might say to a 9-year-old who didn't know I existed. The next afternoon, I drove to the hospital. Mom had texted me the room number and floor. I found the transplant coordinator's office first because that's what Mom had arranged. The coordinator was a woman in her 40s, professional and calm. She sat me down and explained the whole process without any guilt trips or emotional manipulation. She said the child had weeks at most, maybe just days. His kidney function was at 15% and dropping. She confirmed I was an unusually perfect match, which explained why they rushed the test results. The timing made
How much damage is that?
She asked if I wanted to know the child's name before I met him. I realized I'd never asked.
Holy shit, bro.
I never once asked what my son was called. The coordinator told me his name was Oliver. Something about hearing the name made him real in a different way. Not just the boy or the kid. Oliver, a person with a name. The coordinator walked me to his room on the pediatric floor.
Let's see this shit.
Celeste and Lennox were both inside. I could see them
Ah,
through the window.
fuck that, I
The
meant to
coordinator
do
knocked and asked them to step out. Lennox started to argue, but Celeste grabbed his arm and pulled him into the
Ay,
hall.
cabrón.
They both looked terrified when they walked past me. They knew this meeting would determine if their son lived or died. I walked into the room and saw him for the first time. Oliver was smaller than I thought he'd be, way thinner than a 9-year-old should be. His skin was pale, almost gray, and he had tubes running from his arm to an IV pole next to the bed. He was sitting up, playing some kind of handheld game console. His thumb
Let's
moving
go, I
fast
did
over
it.
the buttons. When the door opened, he looked up at me and smiled. It was my smile, the exact same crooked grin I saw in the mirror every morning. My chest felt tight. The coordinator stepped forward.
I like it.
She told Oliver I was a friend.
I like it a lot.
Oliver's smile got bigger, and he said hi in his quiet voice. I managed to say hi back, even though I couldn't stop staring at his face. He had my eyes, my nose,
Looks better, no?
that stupid cowlick in his
Huh?
I'd always hated on myself.
It looks better.
Yeah, it looks a lot better.
This was a kid who looked exactly like me, sitting in a hospital bed with tubes in his arms.
That says a lot better.
And then stepped back to give us space. I sat down and asked Oliver what game he was playing. He
God,
started explaining
man.
the whole plot, talking about characters and levels and boss fights. His hands moved while he talked, showing me combos and special moves. I asked questions.
It looks like his knuckles are ready to be ready. He's ready to punch someone. He's ready
He did his impression of one of his nurses.
for destruction.
Saying he had to eat his vegetables. I laughed without meaning to. He was funny, smart too. He told me about his school, about his teacher and his friends, and how he used to play soccer before he got too sick. He said he missed recess the most, running around outside with his friends.
Alright, let me see.
Playing games and watching TV. 20 minutes went by without me noticing. He kept talking and I kept listening, and for those 20 minutes I almost forgot why I was there. Then Oliver looked right at me and asked if I was going to give him my kidney. I froze. The coordinator started to move forward, probably to stop the conversation, but Oliver kept talking. He said his mom told him there was someone who was a perfect match, but that person hadn't decided yet. He looked at me with those eyes that were exactly like mine, and said he understood.
Let's fix that.
He said he was scared too. The surgery sounded scary and he didn't like hospitals.
Dude.
Finally stepped in and said that was a conversation for another time. Oliver nodded and went back to his game, but I could see him glancing at me every few seconds, waiting for an answer I couldn't give. I left the hospital.
Dude, what do you think about this color? Mixed it all in one. But then all he sees is just a menacing, either menacing red.
What
Menacing red. Menacing green. What do you think?
What the fuck, bro? It looks menacing.
No, it didn't save my color. Come on, save my color, you stupid game. No, I want all this, all menacing black. I want menacing black, and all I want to see is menacing. I want to see menacing red mixed in.
I told Jack that if I decided to do this, it wouldn't be because of money or pressure or manipulation. It would be because I decided it was the right thing to do, and I needed time to figure that out on my own. He went quiet, and then apologized again. He said he understood. He said he was just a terrified grandfather who couldn't stand watching Oliver die. He'd seen the kid go from playing soccer to barely being able to walk across a room. He admitted he was grasping at anything that might help. I told him I'd let them know when I made my
Why would it not save? Come on now. It's not saving my color.
Because you're not clicking confirm changes.
Okay. Give me a minute.
If I wanted parental rights, I'd have to prove paternity through a DNA test and then petition the court. That process could take months. She looked at me seriously and said, Oliver didn't have months based on what I told her about his condition. So even if I was the biological father, I had no legal rights to him right now. Then the lawyer pulled out the papers Lennox had showed me, the ones about failure to render aid. She looked them over and shook her head. She said they were completely fake. The court letterhead was wrong.
Okay, so
There was no law that said
how do I do this without leaving it?
There's an option saying confirm changes.
Confirm changes. All I see is a pass, rotate, zoom in, zoom out, hit confirm, reset changes, zoom in, zoom out. I don't see anything.
Return, and there's an option saying confirm changes.
Ah, there we go. Dude, I look menacing. He looks so menacing right now. Dude, look at it. It looks menacing, huh? I can't wait. How is Nate gonna react seeing this? He's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Damn, bro.
family situations and transactions. This was definitely unique. He told me that donation had to be my choice, made freely without any pressure. If the hospital ethics board thought I was forced or manipulated, they wouldn't approve the transplant. It had to be my decision and mine alone. I thanked him for being honest and left his office with a lot to think about. I spent the next 2 days in their apartment. Wayne called me twice a day until I finally woke up on Thursday morning.
What the fuck? I am watching your screen. It's bro, it's fucking hilarious. I can't get over. What character is that? A sumo?
Chevron attack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang.
Shit's first go I did it. Fuck.
I'm gonna go finish up my story. I'm gonna finish up the story so I can get this shit.
Not everyone had judged me based on Celeste's version of events. That evening, someone knocked on my door. I opened it expecting Wayne or maybe my parents. Nadine stood there alone, looking tired and sad. She asked if she could come in. I let her inside and we sat in my living room. Unlike her husband's anger or Celeste's manipulation, Nadine just seemed heartbroken. She told me she didn't know about the paternity deception until recently. She said she was ashamed of her daughter's choices. Then she asked me to please consider helping Oliver, not for Celeste or Lennox, but for an innocent child who didn't deserve to die because adults made terrible decisions. I didn't say anything at first. Nadine pulled out her phone and asked if she could show me something. I nodded. She opened her photo app and started playing videos. The first one showed Oliver at his 5th birthday party. He was laughing and blowing out candles while other kids cheered. The second video was his first day of school. He wore a backpack almost as big as he was and waved at the camera. The third was from a soccer game last year. Oliver ran down the field and kicked the ball into the goal, then jumped up and down celebrating. In every video, he looked full of energy and life, so different from the pale, sick child I met in the hospital. Nadine was showing me who Oliver was before the illness. It was working because I could see the life being stolen from him. I told Nadine I was leaning toward doing the donation. She looked up with hope in her eyes, but I said I needed to set serious boundaries about what happened after. I wouldn't be manipulated into playing happy family with people who lied to me for 9 years. Nadine agreed immediately. She said she would support whatever boundaries I needed as long as Oliver got the help he needed. She left 20 minutes later and I sat on my couch thinking about those videos. The next day, I called Lennox. I told him we needed to talk just the two of us. He agreed right away. We met at a coffee shop neither of us usually went to, a neutral location where we wouldn't run into anyone we knew. Lennox arrived first and was sitting at a corner table when I walked in. The tension between us felt thick. I sat down across from him and we both just stared at each other for a moment. Lennox started apologizing, but I cut him off. I told him I needed to understand why he agreed to this deception in the first place. He was quiet for a long time. Then he admitted that he loved Celeste from the moment he met her at my apartment years ago. When she told him she was pregnant with my child, he saw it as an opportunity. He thought if he helped her raise the baby, she would eventually love him back. I asked him if he ever considered how wrong it was to let me miss my own child's entire life. Lennox's face crumpled, and he started crying right there in the coffee shop. He said he thought about it every day for 9 years, especially at big moments like Oliver's first word or first day of school. He said he convinced himself he was doing the right thing because I'd made it clear I never wanted kids, and he desperately wanted to be a father. I watched my brother cry and felt angry and sad at the same time. Lennox wiped his eyes and told me that Oliver was the best thing that ever happened to him, that he loved that boy more than anything in the world. He said he knew he didn't deserve forgiveness, but he was begging me to save Oliver's life. I told him I was considering the donation, but our relationship as brothers was permanently damaged, and I didn't know if I could ever trust him again. He nodded and said he understood. We sat there for another minute in silence, then I left. That night I called my parents. I told them I decided to move forward with the donation process. My mom started crying immediately. My dad asked what made me decide. I told them it wasn't about forgiving Celeste or Lennox. It was about Oliver, who didn't ask to be born into his mess, and didn't deserve to die even the adults in his life made terrible choices. My dad was quiet for a moment, then said he was proud of me. We talked for another hour about next steps and what the process would look like. After I hung up, I sat in my apartment feeling like I just made the biggest decision of my life. The next morning, I called the hospital and asked for the transplant coordinator. She answered on the second ring, and I told her I was ready to move forward with the evaluation process. Her voice shifted from professional to warm, and she said she was glad to hear from me. She explained that we needed to schedule a full medical workup for the following week. Blood tests to check my kidney function and overall health. Imaging scans to look at my kidney structure. A psychological evaluation to make sure I understood what I was doing. And meetings with the hospital ethics board to review the whole situation. She warned me this would take at least 2 weeks to complete all the steps. Then her voice got quieter, and she said Oliver's condition was getting worse, and she wasn't sure how much time we had. I told her to schedule everything as fast as possible. She said she'd call me back within an hour with appointment times. I spent that hour cleaning my apartment because I needed something to do with my hands. She called back and rattled off a list of dates and times. Blood work on Tuesday morning.
Give me a second.
Tuesday afternoon.
Okay.
Ethics board meeting the following Monday. I wrote everything down on a notepad and stared at the list after we hung up. This was really happening. Tuesday
The technician tied a rubber band around my arm and stuck a needle in my vein. She filled 6 different tubes with my blood while making small talk about the weather. I watched my blood flow into the tubes and thought about how soon some of it would be keeping Oliver alive. The CT scan that afternoon took longer. I had to drink this chalky liquid that tasted like metal and lie completely still in a tube while the machine buzzed around me. The technician's voice came through a speaker telling me when to hold my breath. The whole thing took 40 minutes, and I kept thinking about Oliver lying in the hospital beds for months.
Bro, I look so menacingly, and they're like...
And I drove to the hospital for my psychological evaluation. The therapist was a woman in her 50s with gray hair and kind eyes. She sat across from me in a small office and asked me to explain the situation.
Bro, look how menacing I am, bro.
The office ambush, the GoFundMe, finding out Oliver was my son, the 9 years of lies. She took notes while I talked, and her face stayed neutral. When I finished, she asked me directly if I was for or pressured into this donation. I looked at her and said honestly that yes, there had been massive pressure and manipulation attempts, but I was choosing this freely now because I couldn't live with myself if I let my son die. She asked me if I understood the risks of the surgery. I told her I researched everything and knew what I was getting into. She asked if I expected anything in return for the donation. I said no. I just wanted Oliver to live. She wrote more notes and then looked up at me and said she believed I was making an informed, voluntary choice. She would recommend approval to the ethics board. I left her office feeling lighter somehow. The following Monday, I sat in the conference room facing 5 people on the ethics board. 3 doctors, a hospital administrator, and a patient advocate. They had big folders in front of them with all my test results and evaluation reports. The lead doctor, the older man with white hair, asked me to describe my relationship with Celeste. I explained we dated 15 years ago and broke up. He asked about my relationship with Lennox. I said he was my brother, but our relationship was damaged now because of his role in hiding Oliver from me. Another board member, a woman with glasses, asked detailed questions about the manipulation attempts. I told them about the office incident, the fake legal papers, the family ambush, all of it. I could see concern on their faces.
Bro, look at that! Oh, that looks dope! Bro, look at that! Just look at my freaking design! All that gold and black mixed in together? Oh shoot! I like this style. It suits me well, I just think, with all the gold and black mixed in together when you're using a certain power, skill to transform. I like that. I like that a lot. You good?
I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
told you I was gonna do something. What were my characters doing? They were just staring.
They're just staring down each other menacingly. I'm enjoying the hell out of this. Oh, that felt better.
Bro, I swear, he's not fucking evasive again, I swear.
I'm gonna have to come up with a new name instead of destruction.
Embarrassing. Ooh.
This will be a downfall.
Oh, you didn't tell me you already got the golden transformation.
I did get it unlocked. I managed to get it unlocked. I was so lucky.
Like, nicely done.
It was me versus Cooler and Frieza. I grabbed both of them and then I threw both of them in the water. Both of them got grabbed. I should just call myself Metal. I call myself.
Oh, nice one.
Boom. Nothing but pure gold metal.
So you're getting your ass kicked, bro. Come on. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. What are you doing, bro?
Wait, he's getting his... Wait, that's an actual player? He's getting his butt kicked by you? You're tossing it around.
What are you doing, bro? Damn. Fuck! Alright, I'm gonna do random fights.
Okay.
I'm gonna do random. What about let's do a CAC battle.
Huh?
I'm gonna do a CAC battle.
Ah.
Hey, dangerous. That's not good, bro.
Cooler.
Alright, bro, why are you after me?
No, that's a whole bunch of armies of Cooler.
I got on. Got on. I'm doing no damage whatsoever.
That's it. Now you get to see me go golden. Come on, you stupid Cell. Got a kick your ass up. Hey, Aiden. Nothing much. Just beating the crap out of Cell and every damn metal Cooler I see.
About full of Gokus.
LOL, nice. Yeah.
I don't know which map.
You'll be seeing my main character soon, Aiden. My character looks menacing. I made him look menacing. First I made him look...
I'm getting my ass kicked by 2 Gokus, bro.
Damn. And I'm going golden. Also, I have 3 hours. Can you get on GTA for like 15 minutes so I can do this one mission? I need to scope out the area. Yeah, just give me a moment. I got a lot of grunt. I gotta get this done and over with. I'll try. Oh, fuck. Man. Damn. You hate these as much as I hate these turrets. Boom. Damn, all these cooler metals are just coming one by one. You're defeating a bunch of Gokus? Damn, you're beating a lot of Gokus up. How many multiverses? That's it. Watch this. Okay, that is starting to get annoying. Starting to get exciting. This is starting to get exciting. This is starting to get exciting. This is starting to get exciting. That's all I'm hearing.
I just do these retarded battles.
Bro, my dad would definitely be annoyed if he heard that constantly. But dang.
I clenched my jaw, but I didn't say anything. I didn't want to cause a scene. It was her family.
These metal coolers are driving me nuts.
But I could feel my face getting hot. I could hoping to catch some kind of signal. Maybe she'd realize she was going too far. Maybe she'd see how uncomfortable I was. But no, she was enjoying this.
These metal coolers are...
Man, I don't know how you got married. You're lucky my sister doesn't have higher standards. The laughter that followed hit differently this time. It wasn't just a joke anymore. It was a challenge. And then, as if she wanted to seal the moment, my wife leaned in with a smirk. Oh, come on. We all know he's not exactly a real man.
Dude,
Silence. For a split second,
this style's so menacing.
my stomach tightened. I felt my hands clench under the table. A real man. I could have laughed it off. Could have played along. Could have taken the hit like I always did. But something about the way she said it, the ease, the confidence, the way she knew everyone would just agree, made something inside me snap. It wasn't anger.
You do the most... You have the most ridiculous battles of all time. Minor.
I like it, but I'm sorry. I like it, but I'm sorry.
It's fine.
She wasn't embarrassed. She wasn't apologetic. She wasn't even looking. Because to her, this was normal. I swallowed back every instinctive argument to defend myself, to demand some kind of respect. Because I knew something she didn't. This was the last time she would ever get to humiliate me like this. The car ride home was suffocating. She was
Oh
on
my
her phone,
god.
scrolling,
Always getting fucking grabbed on.
like she hadn't just stripped me of every ounce of dignity in front of her entire family. The only sound in the car was the occasional vibration of a notification, the dull hum of the road beneath the tires. I kept my hands on the wheel, gripping a little too tight. My knuckles turned white. I could feel the weight of the words she had thrown at me still pressing down. Not a real man. I wanted to say something. I asked her what the hell that even meant. I wanted to know if like I was some Joe she was ready to marry. But I didn't say a word. She
Damn.
That silence, that complete indifference from her, spoke louder than anything else. It told me everything I needed to know. When we pulled into the driveway, she finally looked up from her phone. Are you seriously mad about that? She asked, her voice laced with annoyance. As if I was the problem. I let out a slow breath and blew my nose, forcing myself to stay calm.
No.
Did you even hear yourself tonight? She rolled her eyes.
Fuck you, bitch.
You're so sensitive. It was just a joke.
No, E.T.
I let the word settle on my lips. Heavy, like it carried a different meaning for each of
No
us.
key. Have no key. Have no key.
My voice eerily steady.
Fuck you, bitch.
So when you called me not a real man, that was just comedy? You weren't actually saying what you think?
Fuck you, bitch. Fine.
Like this conversation was exhausting her. You take everything so seriously.
Ooh.
Our family jokes like that all the time.
Goodbye, bitches.
Not a big deal. I nodded slowly, more to myself than her.
Bye, fuck faces. What are y'all doing, bro? I'm about to die, bro. I'm actually gonna die.
Dang, you're gonna die.
Oh, no, I'm dead. I'm dead. No, I'm dead.
This was how she always saw me. And she wasn't sorry. She didn't even feel bad.
Oh.
Are you about to tap out? You beating your ass. They beating your ass.
Not this time. I walked into the house without waiting for her. The front door clicked shut behind me, sealing in the quiet. She was still in the car, probably scrolling through her phone, waiting for me to get over it. But I wasn't going to. I stood in the dimly lit hallway for a moment, looking around the home.
Get him, bro. Fucking get him, bro. Bro, almost died.
The pictures on the walls, the furniture we picked out, even the scent of her perfume.
How the hell are you alive? You, bro, they will beat in the hell out of you, Minor.
I took a slow breath and walked toward the bedroom.
Sometimes I slack off, bro. That ain't terrible.
So, Aiden, let me check again. You need help with getting something hooked up or something.
But at some point I stopped thinking about what had happened and started thinking about what needed to happen next. I wasn't going to argue. I wasn't going to beg for respect.
Hang on, let me check.
I was done playing that role, so I made a choice.
So you needed...
I didn't slam doors. I didn't
So I have a favor, like, in 3 hours, can you get on GTA for like 15 minutes so I can do one mission? I need to scope out the casino for my diamond casino setup. I'll see what I can do to help you out. You still gonna be back? You still gonna be on, Minor?
What was the question?
Are you still gonna be on, Minor, when I get back?
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
I gotta go help Aiden with something. He needs help with something.
I'm just gonna goof off. I'm just gonna goof out with these fucking battles.
Alright. I'll still be in the party. Yeah, I will. Alright. I'll get him in here. Alright. I'll get him in here. Let's get him in here. Alright, Aiden, let me help you with...
I stayed quiet, but it wasn't the kind of silence she was used to. This wasn't the cold shoulder. It wasn't an attempt to make her chase after me. It was something else entirely. I had checked out. She still went about her routine as if nothing had changed. Wake up, scroll through her phone,